o'clock news starts right now.
An unexpected move today from a man on trial for murder. He changed his plea twice instead of testifying because he said he feared retaliation.
John Sheringhausen has been on trial this week for the January 2020 murder of Anthony Sanks. Erica Hernandez in the courtroom and explains what happened.
Right as court began this afternoon, John Young, the defense attorney, asked the judge if she could restrict our KSAT photojournalist from recording John Sheringhausen's testimony because he was in fear of retaliation.
At this point, that is true.
An exchange between Young and 226 District Court Judge Velia Mesa took place, with Mesa telling Young and Sheringhausen that she couldn't restrict our KSAT camera from excluding parts of his testimony.
I mean, I can't intrude on their right. This is an open court. I want to accommodate your request, but I'm just asking you to help me define the parameters.
Young explained that Sheringhausen was going to name other people involved in Sanks' murder, other crimes he had taken part in, and also his gang affiliation. Judge Mesa said if parts of his testimony were to not be reported, he would also need to be segregated at the Bexar County Jail for his safety, which then led to him changing his plea. But instead of saying that guilty plea in front of the jury, Sheringhausen's attorney said his plea would now be no contest.
To that count, what is your plea? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
The jury has been dismissed in this case. The punishment phase will begin on December 2nd. John Sheringhausen is facing anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Advocate in the Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
4 people injured, 2 of them shot in an Arlington area high school shooting. Our John Paul Barajas is on the scene there at Timberview High School, where all of this chaos happened because of what officials say was a fight in a classroom. John Paul joins us live from Arlington this evening. So John Paul, what have you learned up there?
Myra, that's correct. This was not a premeditated attack against students or staff here. Officials say it all started because of a fight that broke out in the classroom, and then a gun was pulled and unfortunately used. That gunman was then on the loose for a short period of time, but is now in custody. Now, as for the 4 people that were injured, 3 of them were taken to the hospital. A 15-year-old who underwent surgery and is in critical condition. A female student who was grazed by a bullet, she's going to be okay, and an adult male who is in good condition. Now, the shooter in this case is 18-year-old Timothy George Simpkins. He's being charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. We were able to speak to a classmate of his who was just a few doors down at the time of the gunshots.
I was both in shock and I froze for a bit, and then I also followed the people at the back of the class. They used the desks, they flipped it over and used it as barricades.
And moments after the shooting, the school was swarmed with law enforcement, and gradually all 1,700 students were evacuated and taken to a different district building for parents to pick them up. Now, right out here at the high school, crime scene tape is still by the entrance of the doors, and there's still a decent amount of cops here inside working the crime scene. We'll be hearing more from the student you just heard from and his sister, who was able to pick him up, coming up tonight at 10. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. As lawmakers in Austin fight over statewide redistricting, the city of San Antonio is beginning its own process. San Antonio's population has grown by about 8% since 2010. That has not been spread equally across the city, though. And now the city has to redraw boundaries to match that growth. Our Garrett Berger is live with more on how this process will work. Garrett, when it comes to population, how off are the districts at the moment?
Well, Steve, going off of an assessment drawn up by an outside law firm the city brought on to help with redistricting, each district's ideal size is a little more than 143,000 people. However, in the breakdown presented to City Council today, the northern districts generally have more people than that, which means they'll need to shrink to meet the ideal size, while the central and southern districts have fewer people and would need to expand. We drew up this map to help illustrate the difference and show roughly how many people would need to be dropped or added in each district to meet that ideal size. Now, those red ones have too many people and would need to shrink. The green ones have too few people and would need to expand. Districts 2 and 7, though, are already pretty spot on, only off the ideal size by a few hundred people. But the range between all of them is pretty wide. Ultimately, they'll have to be within 10% of each other compared to the ideal side, whereas currently the gap's more than 32% between the most populated District 8 and the least populated District 5. An advisory committee made up of city council appointees will help draw up a new map, which they're expected to finish by next summer. And the process is likely to result in reshuffling of every district, not just the biggest or smallest.
It's like a domino effect. Yes, as you redraw one, it may impact, the adjoining one. And then as you redraw that, it affects the adjoining one. So yes, that's why this committee has a very challenging work to do in terms of looking at it holistically, but with the overall objective of trying to get us as balanced as we can.
The council is ultimately responsible for approving the new map the committee comes up with. It will be used in the May 2023 council elections. Now, one thing the redistricting process will not do is add any additional council districts. That would have to happen by a city charter change. And since that can only happen every 2 years, the soonest that could be put in front of voters would be 2023 as well, which means that we will have 10 council members until at least 2025. Live at City Hall, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Garrett. To the county now, as Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf announces that he will not seek another term in office. He also spoke about the different projects in the works in Bexar County during his State of the County address today. Business and community leaders gathered at the Grand Hyatt for this event. Judge Wolf began with COVID-19 and the road to recovery. Bexar County has endured 3 surges of COVID. He's encouraging everyone to get vaccinated to prevent a winter surge. Wolf then spoke about the different projects in the works and says although this will be his last term, he wants to see many of those projects move forward.
I want to get the next section of San Pedro Creek completed by the end of next year. We want to get up the Bibliotech Library up next year. I'm not going to slow down over the next year and 3 months.
Wolf also spoke about millions of dollars being spent on roads, creeks, and trails. The county also concentrating on creating a talented workforce for manufacturing. It's building a 30,000 square foot training academy at Brooks in partnership with Texas Federation for Advanced Manufacturing Education. New hospitals also in the works that will serve people in different parts of the county. Judge Wolf is lined up to be our guest during our KSAT Q&A coming up in the next half hour.
San Antonio police searching for a pair of suspects in connection with a shooting that sent one man to the hospital last night. It happened in the 200 block of Castroville Road around 9:30. That's on the west side. According to officers arriving on scene, they found the 35-year-old victim in a convenience store parking lot with a gunshot wound. He told officers he was sitting in his car when he was approached by a couple of men who just stared at him through the driver's side window. He got out, started fighting with one of the men. The other suspect pulled out a gun and shot him. They took off, managed to get away. The victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
An estimated $25,000 to $30,000 in damages from a late-night house fire on the city's north side last night. Fire crews called out to the 200 block of Viendo Street. That was around 11. This is near Hildebrand and I-10. Flames coming from the back of the house when firefighters got there, but they were able to make short work of this fire. There was someone inside when the fire started, but they did get out safely. Fire investigators trying to figure out what started it.
Members of the Texas State Employee Union taking their complaints to the streets in hopes for change. The goal is to bring attention to the foster children who are left without placement in the state. Sometimes living in buildings or hotel rooms. The group say measures to address the problem were part of the second special session, but Governor Greg Abbott has not followed through on any of the changes.
Okay, we want the governor to give this crisis the same kind of attention that he has given to such things as border walls and political gerrymandering.
We have a governor who apparently isn't paying attention to the voices of the workers, to the voices of the children, and to the voices of the parents.
Rallies similar to the one here happened in other major cities like Austin, Dallas, and Houston.
Let's take a look outside with live cam this afternoon. Another beautiful day, and we're still enjoying this low humidity while it lasts, Adam.
It sure is nice out there again today. It actually is a carbon copy of yesterday in terms of temperatures. We started the day at 61 and then topped out at 89 degrees. So not quite as hot as yesterday. We were 91 yesterday, but pretty close. near 90 degrees for the high temperature again today. And it's going to be more of the same for the next couple of days, but temperatures right now, for the most part, in the 80s, mid 80s. Helotes, 86 along with Converse, 85 Canyon Lake. Still hanging on to some lower 90s southwest of town, Divine and Pleasanton at 91. Beautiful this evening, clear sky, calm wind, low humidity, and that clear sky is key because we have a space station flyover to talk about. I'll have those details and give you some stats on the space station and why we actually see it. As for the humidity, returns this weekend. Rain, we actually have a few slight chances. A lot to talk about coming up.
All right, thanks, Adam. News around Texas now. Officials at a refinery near Houston trying to get control of a big mess. Crude oil leaked out of one of its storage tanks at the Marathon Petroleum Galveston Bay refinery in Texas City. According to Texas City officials, a pump seal with the refinery failed, causing this leak. They do not know how much oil has been leaked, but say it's currently contained there on site. A refinery spokesperson says they're monitoring the air as a precaution now. Once the leak is under control, the refinery says responders can make repairs and begin the big cleanup.
KSAT 12 presents another Day of the Dead story. Building the Ofrenda.
Ofrenda means offering, and on November 1st, these altars welcome back our loved ones to the world of the living. They're built with many pieces and parts, and each of them has a specific purpose. The most popular ofrenda design includes 3 tiers or levels. The top tier represents the heavens and the loved ones you're honoring. Here, you will place their pictures besides images of saints and the Virgin Mary. The second tier represents the earth and its comforts. This is where you will place offerings of their favorite food and drink, including favorite objects from their life. The bottom level is the entrance. This is a place for spirits to cleanse themselves after their journey and their visit. This level also represents the bounty and beauty of earth, symbolized by corn, pumpkins, beans, and marigolds. Like the people they represent, each ofrenda is unique in its own way. The point is celebrating and reuniting with your loved one's memory.
New Braunfels, one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country. That growth has brought along a lot of new opportunities, but also some challenges.
Yeah, our Samuel King joins us now. Sam, traffic and congestion, just one of the side effects of growth that city officials are trying to manage there.
It is a growing problem up there in New Braunfels. Steve and Myra, they're focused not only on roads, but also on sidewalks and bike lanes as people who live and work in the area are demanding more options.
When the city almost doubles in size, congestion is sure to follow.
Last year during the shutdown, it was really nice, but yeah, traffic has definitely been picking up a lot.
Trisha Coe commutes to New Braunfels every day from the Floresville area. She's one of the new arrivals in our region, moving to Texas a few years ago from California. She's glad to see that TxDOT and local officials have been focused on improvements to roadways like I-35, State Highway 46, and Loop 337.
So I think that'll really help with the congestion.
Assistant Public Works Director and City Engineer Gary Ford says the city is also focused on improving local streets.
We have 4 corridors currently either under construction or under design. And then we're going through some of the major roadways and just doing a total rehab.
The city is also responding to more demand when it comes to sidewalks and bike paths.
Sidewalks weren't necessarily a priority or a requirement for some of the new developments, or they receive waivers for sidewalks. But as the community is starting to grow, the demand for pedestrian improvements, pedestrian mobility, and also bicycle mobility has come up.
Mayor Rusty Brockman says much of the work is being paid for by bond issues approved by voters.
They understand if we want to be the type of community that all of us old timers want it to be, and all of those new folks coming to town want it to be, we've got to keep up with the growth.
Coe says while some parts of town remain congested, overall she's pretty satisfied.
I think that most of the city has been managed really well in the growth area, making room for all the new businesses coming in or all the new residents.
And she is actually one of the 70% of people who work in New Braunfels who actually commute from outside of the city. Another thing that's adding to the growth up there. And as reported back in the summer, New Braunfels also studying expansion of transit options in the community, both in town and possible connections to areas like Seguin, San Marcos, and San Antonio. We'll keep an eye on that. Looking at traffic this evening, this is I-35 at 1604 south of New Braunfels, but things at this interchange seem to be flowing well this evening, or as well as it could be at this hour. hour. So let's take a look at the travel times between Loop 410 and New Braunfels. 28 minutes heading northbound out of San Antonio, 22 minutes coming out of New Braunfels to Loop 410. Do have some issues on San Antonio's west side. This is State Highway 151 here, just north of Westover Here's Boulevard. Traffic slow on 151 this evening. Had a travel time there. It's roughly 10 minutes now between Loop 410 and Loop 1604. So watch out for that this evening, guys.
Did you know I once lived in New Braunfels?
I did not know that.
Yes.
That is news to me.
I lived in New Braunfels when I was working here. My wife was working in Austin, so
yes.
we kind of split the difference. I love New Braunfels. Hated I-35.
I bet it looks a lot different these days.
Well, and
that's
such a big hiccup there. Is if there's one hiccup on I-35, it snarls what seems to be like the whole city.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let's segue to the space station somehow.
That's right, baby.
Hey, I gotta tell you, I know that you have my parents' attention. They watch the 6, and every time there is a space station flyover, I get a report about when it flew over, your timing also. We can talk about that.
All right. Yeah, we can talk about the timing. You won't see it immediately.
You're always spot on.
Because you may see it a minute or so after the exact time because it comes up over the horizon. And if you have trees or buildings around you, it may be a minute after 8:26. But this only lasts for 4 minutes tonight, starting at 8:26 p.m. So set your alarm. I'll also be sending out a reminder push notification on the KSAT Weather Authority app well in advance of 8:26. Look to the northwest at 8:26. It's going to go from the northwest to the east. And again, only lasting 4 minutes. Now, this is cool. Take a look at some stats I just put together on the ISS. Now, it travels 5 miles per second. It orbits the Earth every 90 minutes. In turn, the crew sees the sunrise and the sunset 16 times per day, and it's almost 1 football field in length. And the main reason we can see it is because in the evening, when we have that low sun angle on the horizon, that low sun angle hits the solar arrays, and the reflection of that sunlight gets bounced down to us, and that's why we can see that big, bright light in the sky quickly moving. If you haven't seen it before, it looks like a really bright star that's steadily yet swiftly moving through the sky. That's about what it looks like right there in the center part of your screen. It's hard to capture with an iPhone and a typical camera, but it's fun to see, so get the kids outside and take a peek at that later on this evening. You can relay those stats to the kids. Taking a look at our visible satellite, this of course is very important to spot the station this evening. We've had a few mid-level clouds out there and some high thin clouds. They should not get in the way of seeing the space station. So it should be very good viewing for it. Enjoy, because we don't get it all that often. 2 systems were still in between. One over the Rocky Mountains and the other still over the Mid-South. This is basically planted right over Memphis. This big upper level disturbance, that upper level swirl, same one we've been talking about since Monday, still kicking up numerous showers and storms, even some severe weather in parts of Alabama stretching up into Tennessee. Now, they're going to stay away from us, but we will get clipped by a system on Monday. That gives us a 20% chance of rain. So our rain chances are looking pretty bleak, but Monday morning, 20% chance. By Wednesday, slightly better at 30%. We may be increasing that middle week chance in the days ahead. We'll keep you updated. 87 right now, dew point at 54. Just like the past few evenings, comfortable and pleasant. Right now, Hondo at 90, New Braunfels 87. And our morning temperatures will be in the lower 60s the next couple of days. But with the return of the humidity, we're talking mornings muggy and back near and in the low 70s by the end of the weekend and early next week. Right now, dew points in the 50s. It's fantastic, but those dew points will be back near 70 degrees by Sunday. So Sunday morning, you step outside, you're going to feel the mugginess. That's really not much is going to change until then, until Sunday. Tomorrow, 62 in the morning. We'll have some upper 50s out there as well. And then 91 in the afternoon, bright sunshine, low humidity, south wind at 5 to 10. By Sunday, the humidity's back, so some warmer and muggier mornings, of course, and you'll feel that stickiness all day Sunday, then even lasting into the middle part of next week. The warmest, though, will be 94 on Sunday.
I'm going to get a call about the space station flyover.
I hope so.
I will report back.
We will all be disappointed if you don't at this point.
Oh, I'm definitely.
All right.
Thanks, Adam.
Roadrunners try to keep that record going.
Yeah, and try to keep the unbeaten streak going as well. When we come back, are they set to make another record here, break another one, if you will? This time they'll have to do it on the road. And are the Longhorns considering redshirting Hudson Card? Coming up. After scoring their biggest comeback in school history in their first shutout, now the UTSA Runners are shooting for their best start in school history when they face Western Kentucky on the road this Saturday. When they held off UNLV in the Dome last Saturday, they matched their best start in 2012. Now they're looking to go 6-0 for the first time in school history. But standing in their way is a quarterback from Victoria, Bailey Zappi. Mentioned him yesterday. Already has over 1,700 yards and 16 touchdowns. What makes him so good?
Well, he's tough. He's really tough. And he's played in the same system so long. You know, he got to do it on the FCS level for all those years against really good FBS teams. I mean, I think he threw for 576 against Texas Tech last year. And then he gets to bring his receivers with him and his coordinator. That's unique. So everything's still the same for him. And he's really accurate. He can really throw it. He can run around. And the system is really good.
All right, kickoff is set for 6 p.m. on Saturday. As the Texas Longhorns prepare for the Red River rivalry with Oklahoma this Saturday, the question came up, are the Horns preparing to redshirt quarterback Hudson Card? Came up for two reasons. One, the success of Casey Thompson this season, has completed 71% of his passes for 707 yards, 9 touchdowns, another 3 touchdowns, 115 yards rushing. That and the fact Card did not appear in the 32-27 victory over TCU as the holder for kicker Cameron Dicker.
The only reason Zach was the holder was Dicker just felt more comfortable. Seemed to work out okay, 4 for 4 on field goals. That was the reason. Nothing in my mind right now is that we are redshirting Hudson Card. Our mind is we're continually preparing him to play. I expect him to play this year. You know, that's really the mindset.
All right, kickoff Saturday in the Cotton Bowl set for 11 a.m. You can see Texas OU rivalry live here on KSAT 12. Like Texas Aggies have now lost 2 in a row to drop to 3-2 and out of the top 25 can salvage their season if they are able to knock off #1 ranked and undefeated Alabama at Kyle Field on Saturday night. That will be a tall task. We consider the Aggies are winless in the SEC this season and go into this game as 15.5-point underdogs. One reason why is that the Aggies offense is 12th in the SEC, averaging only 23.5 points a game, while Bama's putting up 45.5 with Zach Calzada coming off a 1 touchdown, 1 interception game in the 26-22 loss to Mississippi State.
We try to keep his confidence up, but we know how great of a player he can be, and it goes right back to the little things. If we can get the little things right in practice and keep his courage up and keep the O-line's courage up, then you're going to see what he can do.
All right, kickoff Saturday night, College Station set for 7 p.m. Now, you may remember this scene from Cowboys training camp with Dak Prescott signing our camp board before his road to recovery this season. But before we pass it on to our friends of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, a special check presentation from the Northside Lions Club with Leon Portillo and Sam Pantusa to St. Vincent de Paul.
On behalf of Northside Lions organization and our Lions Charitable Foundation, I'd like to donate this check for $2,000 to the St. Vincent de Paul.
All right, now this is something the Northside Lions Club has done every year for St. Vincent de Paul.
We thank you very much. The Lions Club has always been a very loyal organization to support the works of the St. Vincent de Paul Society. And we appreciate their support, and we always look to them to be a great member of our community and doing the service work that they do.
And let's not forget the camp board signed by Dak, Trayvon Diggs, and Jerry Jones, to name a few. They'll be auctioned off at the Society's gala. And I'll be at the Northside Lions Club tomorrow to address them.
Love it. Thank you, Greg.
You got it.
Our KSAT Q&A with Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolff is next.
After 50 years of public office, off and on, today Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolff decided he will not run for re-election. I should say he announced he will not run for re-election when his term is up. It has been a busy day, has to be an emotional day, and I'm very honored that we have Judge Nelson Wolff with us today. And Judge, I was at your State of the County address. You got a little emotional at the end. Yes. Why did you decide now is the time to step down?
Well, Steve, what's always hard, regardless of what job you may be in, whether it's political or something else, when is the right time to leave, and you really want to think that out. And I believe that you should leave a job when you believe you're at the top of your game, rather than staying too long and not being effective anymore. So I have a year and 3 months left in this term. I'll serve that term out. And of course, I will not run for re-election. And I think we'll have a lot of good candidates running, and I'm excited about that.
Is there something that made you make that decision, or have you been considering this for a while? We know a lot has happened over these last 18 months, especially. So what led you to finally decide this is the right choice for you?
Well, yes, the last almost 2 years now have not been easy years. The mayor and I have worked very, very long hours trying to do the right thing with respect to the pandemic and to protect people as much as we possibly can. But that's really not the reason. I'm 80 years old. I don't feel like I'm 80, but I am, and I'm going to be 81 in a few more days. So I do not want to stay around where I'm not performing at a top level. And I believe I can give it another year and 3 months with all the energy I have. I feel confident I can do that, but I don't feel confident going any longer after that.
What is the one thing that you want to have accomplished by the time you leave office?
Well, you know, we've had a lot of great projects, and I'm very proud of Bibliotech and proud of what we did on the mission Reach of the River and many other things, but we still have a lot of work to do. We adopted a new $617 million bond project with a lot of capital projects. We got some big ones we want to get as close to finish as we can. Certainly San Pedro Creek is one of them. We'll be opening up a different bibliotech. It'll be on a school campus, which has never been done before. So I look forward to that. And then we got to make some big decisions within the next, probably next couple of months with respect how we will spend the American Recovery Funds. We have a lot of requests, and we have available funds in the amount of about 120. So we'll be making decisions on that. So there'll be a lot to do over the remaining a year and 3 months, and I will give it all the energy I possibly can.
You have spent decades in public office, 20 plus years as county judge. You are a fixture in this community. So have you thought about what life will be like without one of these elected positions? What does that next chapter look like in your mind right now?
Well, it's interesting. I've been in and out of politics, but I've always transitioned back into the private sector with businesses that we had started. We're not doing that now. I don't really know what's going to happen. I do know that I will continue to write. I think I've written 6 books now, and one co-author with my wife, Tracy, and we'll be talking about what else we'll be doing, but I definitely will continue to write, and hope to have something out here relatively soon on a new one.
What's a new book about? Can you tell us?
Well, I better hold off just a little bit longer.
Okay. All right. No secrets. What I really want to know is you and your wife, Tracy, are such fixtures in the community. I cannot imagine that's going to change. I mean, you may not be holding elected office, but I cannot imagine that you guys are going to just, lock the door and just hang out at home for a while.
I think that's true. Tracy, still heads up the Hidalgo Foundation. All the money she's raised for that. In fact, she raised $1.6 million for the new library. She's raised tens of millions for the courthouse and all other programs that Bexar County does, particularly dealing with children. So she probably will keep that up for a while. I'm not sure what I will be doing other than writing, but I know I'll stay active in the community in whatever way I can be beneficial.
Of all the time that you have spent in public office, you touched on this a few minutes ago. The last 2 years or so have certainly been a unique challenge, something that none of us have ever experienced before. So when you look back at the pandemic being part of your public service, how do you think you'll think about this challenge that we all faced?
Well, it was obviously the most challenging thing that we dealt with, and I'm sure Mayor Nierenberg feels that same way. We've gone through 3 major surges. I've issued something like 26 different emergency orders over that period of time. We've appeared live over, I think, 311 different times on media briefings. So it's consumed a large part of both Nierenberg and my life. But I must say, I think we learned a lot by it. We learned a lot about ourselves. I think most people recognize that it was about us and not me. And so it's been a good community positive response with some negativity, I might add. But I don't regret having to go through that. It was hard work, but work that I learned so much in.
Is today emotional for you?
It was, you know how you go into that and you're kind of pumped up and you're making this big speech and you're making this big decision. And then after it's over, you kind of, whoop, what happened? And you kind of, feel a little bit melancholy, I guess you would say, knowing that it's all coming to an end. But life comes to an end. And we all just have to recognize that.
A new chapter for Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolff, but not going anywhere just yet. 1 year and 3 months still left in your term. Thanks so much for sharing some insight about this decision today with us.
I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Appreciate your time. Thank you, Judge. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. Just a few construction reminders to tell you about this evening. First one is up in Comal County, north of New Braunfels, on I-35. Both directions of the main lanes between Conrad and Watson Lane will be closed here in a little more than an hour. They're going to be doing some bridge work, so you'll have to use the frontage roads and the other detours to get around that area. That's going to be going on again beginning at 8 this evening, going through 5 tomorrow morning. Also, on the northeast side, we're seeing some drilling and geotechnical work. Very specific, but you'll see some crews there overnights. That began on Sunday. That's running through this week, so watch out for that beginning this evening as well. Looking at the rest of the area, that crash we're telling you about on 151 on the west side has cleared, but we are watching an issue here downtown or south of downtown on I-37 heading inbound down to 6 miles per hour there at Hackberry. There was a crash, and here is a view from Jones. You can see 18-wheeler there pulled over. See law enforcement there. So watch out for that if you're on 37 heading into downtown this evening, guys.
Thank you, Samuel. Look outside with live cam. Pretty picture out there. We're just enjoying a lovely weather week.
Yes, we are. And very nice sunsets.
Yeah, good sunsets with that lack of mugginess and not much of a haze in the sky. It's nice to have these kinds of evenings. And it's that time of year we'll start to get more of them. I mean, this week has been pleasant and we'll see more of it in the weeks ahead. Just a change coming on Sunday, okay? Plan for that. 87 right now. By 8 o'clock, down near 80 degrees, and then by midnight, near 70 tomorrow morning. Low 60s for most of us. We'll talk about the changes that happen over the weekend and some rain chances coming up.
All right, low humidity, the star of the show this week so
absolutely.
far, but we know that that's bound to change.
Of course it will, and that changes this weekend. You'll notice the increase in the mugginess, particularly first thing Sunday morning. That's when the humidity returns. With it, we will see some slight rain chances thereafter. And also, I mentioned earlier, the International Space Station flying over this evening, 8:26 p.m. Get the kids outside, look to the northwest. Did you know the solar array on the space station, which powers it, the solar panels, is 1 acre in coverage fully?
Wow.
Now that's impressive.
I did not know that.
Now you do.
But now I do.
More stats to share with the kids.
Yeah, and I'm going to be pushing out a video on our Weather Authority app that has more fun stats and whatnot later on, giving you a little heads up and
For the
warning
kids
of the
and
flyover.
Myra's parents.
I think you said fun and stats together. I'm not sure that's always
good. Fun and data go together.
Depends on who you talk to.
It is in my world. Okay, let's take a look at our visible satellite because we've got good viewing, meaning minimal clouds out there for that space station flyover. A few things really are noted here, though, particularly over the Mid-South. Basically, look over Memphis on the right-hand side of your screen. That's a big swirl in our atmosphere, and that big swirl is an upper-level disturbance. And this is the water vapor imagery, which shows us how much moisture is in the air, especially in the mid-levels. And this orange indicates very dry air aloft. And we've had that over the past couple of days in turn, really not much for cloud cover. But some of this more saturated air coming off the Pacific, I do think will round its way into Texas and give us some nice high clouds as we get into Friday. So by Friday evening, I anticipate a beautiful sunset. My sunset prediction. That's what it turns to when we have such quiet weather. How colorful of a sunset will we have in the days ahead? And I think Friday evening's our time. But these wound up systems, first over Memphis and then the other one over the northern Rockies, they're both dumping a lot of rainfall and even some severe weather associated with the one over the southeastern U.S. These are going to continue to move away from us, and replacing it's actually going to be an upper level high. So the blue H settles overhead, and in turn this weekend, we're looking sunny and dry, but the humidity is going to return and temperatures will be in the mid-90s. We're going to watch for another dip in the flow to drop toward us early next week. We'll be on the tail end of it, and there's the off chance of a few showers by Monday morning. That's our next chance of rain. Early Monday morning, it's only 20%, so don't get excited about it. Even if we do see showers, it wouldn't really add up to much. And then there is some hope for the middle of next week to see a little shift in our pattern that could give us slightly more promising rain chances. Right now, we've got that at 30% though. 87 currently, just a few mid and high clouds out there. They'll give us a nice colorful sunset for a few folks. Dew point at 54. That's what's so nice. Keeps that mugginess down. Currently in Comfort, we're 84, Castroville 88, Stinson still at 91, New Braunfels 87, Bulverde 84. Hanging on to 96 in Cotulla. How's that for the warmth still lingering south and west of town? Del Rio at 94 degrees. Tomorrow morning, most of us in the lower 60s. You get into the 50s in the hill country. Even Bernie 59, Timberwood Park about 60, Seguin 62, and Lake Hills 62 to start your day. Then tomorrow afternoon, it's more of the same. Bright sunshine. And a lot of us making it into the lower 90s. Elmendorf 92, Stone Oak about 91. And nothing but sunshine all day, low humidity, comfortable morning, a warm but not really uncomfortable afternoon. South wind at 5 to 10. Not much changes until that humidity is back on Sunday. Then that slight chance of rain Monday morning, and then another shot by the middle of next week. But look at those morning temperatures back in the low 70s early next week.
All right, thanks, Adam.
Sounds disappointed. Did you hear the
little womp womp?
A little womp womp, yeah. In case you missed it, coming up next. Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
And a good morning to you. It is Wednesday, October 6th.
More than a decade after its inception in 2007, thousands of borrowers have applied for forgiveness, and the federal government has rejected nearly all of them.
Well, that's supposed to change starting this fall. In this article from USA Today, the Education Department announcing today a sweeping overhaul to the loan forgiveness program that will immediately erase the debt of 22,000 borrowers to the tune of $1.7 billion.
First at 5, one student shot, 3 others injured at an Arlington high school. The suspect is in custody.
18-year-old Timothy Simpkins pulled out a gun and started shooting inside a classroom this morning following a fight with another student. Police said they'd seen video of that fight, but not the shooting, at least not so far.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and to begin the month, we hosted a KSAT community town hall on domestic violence awareness. One of the panelists works for the Family Violence Prevention Services. She says no matter your background, domestic violence is a choice.
When you recognize abuse as a choice, number one, you hold the person who makes that choice accountable. And number two, it releases that person who's the recipient of violence from the guilt and from the shame.
Judge Nelson Wolf announcing today that after 20 years as the Bexar County judge, he will not seek another term in office.
What comes next for Bexar County and whoever fills his position?
The biggest advice I would have, try to keep in place a good organization and a good management structure, whoever they may choose.
If you want to get away to Hawaii next year, Southwest Airlines offering a deep discount. The carrier is offering 40% off fares.
Yeah, it's good for travel between January 6th and March 9th. You have to book, though, by Thursday. Use promo code Hawaii 2022 on Southwest's website to activate that deal. Hawaii currently requests any unvaccinated travelers to present a negative COVID test before boarding a flight to one of its islands. It's quite a deal, though.
Yeah, 40% off.
Well, some people might want to go to Hawaii after seeing some of this traffic here. This is Comal County. You're going to see this closure tonight. Already seeing some slowdowns there, 11 miles per hour. Also watching this thing in the southeast side of San Antonio. Some major delays on I-37 heading into downtown. Now you're up to 15 minutes between Loop 410 and I-10. Also a stalled vehicle. This is separate here close to the Alamo Dome. Adam.
All right, and tomorrow's going to be more of the same, and actually that goes all the way through Saturday, but by Sunday, humidity's back, so it's going to be sticky outside, mid-90s for a high temperature, and that's also going to lead to warmer mornings. So these refreshing mornings we've had are going to turn sticky and muggy starting Sunday, lasting through next week with just a few slight rain chances early Monday, then again Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Adam, and thanks for watching the news at 6.
We'll see you back here on the Night Beat at 10.